Diablo 2 Resurrected farming guide will be covering everything that you need to know about farming and how to get the best equipment. This Diablo 2 guide is intended for newcomers, but if you're a returning player, you might be able to find some useful tips as well. Endgame equipment and high-level runes can only be found on the hardest difficulty, which is called Hell, so your first goal should be to reach Hell difficulty and to be able to effectively clear its content. Hell difficulty can be very challenging for new players as enemies have very large health pools, can be immune to certain elements, and deal a tremendous amount of damage. The type of content that you can clear in Hell difficulty will likely depend on your build and equipment, as there are many enemies that are immune to certain types of elements, making them impossible to kill for certain builds. Loot quality depends on a couple of different factors like the level of the area you are currently in and the type of the monster that you are facing. There are three main types of runs in Diablo 2 Resurrected, which include super unique monsters, bosses, and specific high-level areas. Farming in Diablo 2 can become very repetitive, so I highly recommend that you farm something that you enjoy instead of just going for the most efficient path. Games are meant to be enjoyed, so running the same unique super monster 1,000 times only because it's more efficient is not something I would advise. I personally like to swap between different runs and focus on the areas that I'm having the most fun with. Having a couple of different characters is great as it provides more variety on both skills and locations. Monster type affects the item that you might get. For this reason, some runs consist of defeating particular super unique monsters that are usually easy to reach and provide very good loot. If you just reached Hell and need some equipment to get started, these are probably your best options. The Countess. This super unique drops between 1 and 3 runes each time you defeat her. The level of the runes will depend on the difficulty, with Hell providing runes from L level 1 to low level 59. In addition to runes, the Countess can also drop Keys of Terror, which are valuable items used to access Ubers that I'll cover later on in this guide. The quickest way to complete the run is to use the waypoint in the Black Marsh. Once there, search for the Forgotten Tower and head inside. Keep going until you reach the 5th level and kill the Countess. The Summoner. You can find the Summoner at the end of the Arcane Sanctuary. He has a chance to drop the Key of Hate when defeated, which is required for the Uber's quest. You can reach the Arcane Sanctuary from its waypoint in Act 2. Travinkal Council. You can find a pack of super uniques next to the entrance of Durance of Hate and Travinkal. Just use the waypoint that leads to Travinkal. Head to the middle area and defeat the members of the Council. Make sure to max your fire elemental resistance, as they usually spawn many Hydras. Shank the Overseer and Eldritch the Rectifier. Both of these super unique can be found very close to the Frigid Highland waypoint. They are both cold immune, so I wouldn't recommend it if you're running a cold-based build. To complete this run, just use the waypoint to the Frigid Highland and head upwards. The first monster pack that you encounter will be Eldritch. Once you defeat him, head south past the waypoint and head down the stairs. You'll find Shank surrounded by enemies. Pindleskin. This is one of the best super uniques to farm, as it always drops at least 2 magical items or better when defeated. To find him, you'll need to use the red teleporter that appears next to Anya once you complete the Prison of Ice quest. Once inside the teleporter, you'll find him inside the building just before the entrance of the Halls of Anguish. Nylothak. You can find Nylothak at the Halls of Vought. Use your waypoint into the Halls of Tade and then search for the entrance to the Hall of Vought there. He provides very good drops and also has a chance to drop Keys of Destruction, which are the final key required to perform Uber runs. Act bosses are a great alternative for farming equipment. They can also drop essences, which are used to create the Token of Absolution, a consumable item that allows you to respec your character. Andariel. She can be found at the end of Act 1 and has very low fire resistance, making her a great target for fire builds. You can reach her by using the Catacombs level 2 waypoint and then heading down to the 4th level. She can drop the Twisted Essence of Suffering. Duriel can be found at the end of Act 2. Use the waypoint to the Canyon of the Magi and search for the right tomb. This can be tricky during online where the map changes each time you join a new game. Same as Andariel, he has a chance to drop the Twisted Essence of Suffering. Mephisto is by far the easiest boss to reach and farm, and my #1 recommendation for new players. Just use the waypoint to reach the Durance of Hate level 2 and search for the stairs leading to the next level. Once there, head left and at the end of the floor you'll find Mephisto. He has a chance to drop the Charged Essence of Hatred. If you are playing as a sorceress, there's a really easy way to get him stuck into a position where he can't attack you, but you can attack him. To do this, teleport near him and walk down towards the stairs next to the blood pool. Once he gets closer, teleport to the other side of the pool and run until the stairs are at the top of the screen. Mephisto will now be trapped on the stairs and won't be able to attack you, but your spells will reach it. Another good trick is to head through the portal that leads to Hell before exiting the game. This will allow you to spawn at the Pandemonium Fortress next time you join a game. Pandemonium Fortress has the waypoint right next to the spawn, saving you a lot of walking time between runs. In order to defeat Diablo, you'll need to activate all the seals of the Chaos Sanctuary. Since this is a very dangerous zone, I would only advise this for more experienced players. Diablo has a chance to drop the Burning Essence of Terror. Similar to Diablo, you'll need to reach the throne room of the Worldstone Keep to face Vale. This can be a challenging task, so you should start doing it once you have better gear. Vale can drop the Festering Essence of Destruction. Each location has what's called an area level, meaning that enemies in that location will be able to drop up to a certain level of loot. While many good drops and ruins can be found in all Hell locations, only level 85 areas can drop all the items in the game. For this reason, most players select these areas to perform their runs, hoping to get the most sought after items. To perform one of these runs, you'll want to clear out all enemies in the area, paying special attention to champions and elites. Once you are done, exit the current game, create a new one, and repeat. Depending on your build, you'll be more or less efficient in clearing some areas. Here is a list of level 85 areas and the different types of immunities that you might encounter. Mausoleum, lightning immunes only. This location can be found in the Burial Grounds, where you defeat Bloodraven during the Sistra's Burial Ground quest. You want to teleport to the Cold Plains waypoint and then run into the cemetery to find the entrance. There's a second entrance that leads to the crypt, and this location has an area level 83, but you might still want to clear it on each run anyway. The pit, levels 1 and 2, lightning, fire, and cold immunes. This location can be found in Tomoe Highland. Use the waypoint to the outer cloister and then head outside following the road until it splits to find the pit entrance. The pit is divided into 2 levels packed with many elite monsters. You'll also find a golden chest on the 2nd level. Maggot Lair level 3, lightning, physical, and poison immunes. This location can be found in a random spot of the Far Oasis, so you'll just need to teleport there and search for the entrance. It's important to note that only the 3rd level of the Maggot Lair is a level 85 area. Due to its irregular shape and the amount of time required to get there, I wouldn't recommend it as your main farming spot. Ancient Tunnels, lightning, magic, physical, and poison immunes. Use the waypoint to reach the Lost City and search inside the buildings until you find a trap door. Open it and head inside to reach the Ancient Tunnel. Forgotten Temple, lightning, fire, and cold immunes. This temple can be found in Upper Kurist. Use your waypoint to get there and then search on the top of the pyramid for the entrance. This location is very small and has very few enemies, so I wouldn't recommend it at all. Ruined Fane and Disused Reliquary, lightning, fire, and cold immunes. Both locations can be found at Kurist Causeway, which is located between Upper Kurist and Travinkal. These locations are very small and aren't worth running in my opinion. River of Flame, lightning, fire, cold, and poison immunes. This is an amazing spot to farm as it contains many champions and elites. There's a waypoint at the entrance and at the end, so you can complete it from either direction. Chaos Sanctuary, lightning, fire, and cold immunes. This is one of the most difficult areas of the game, so I wouldn't recommend doing this run until you have some equipment. Use the River of Flame waypoint and then head into the Chaos Sanctuary. For more efficiency, you can complete both River of Flame and Chaos Sanctuary in any new run. Worldstone Keep levels 1, 2, and 3, and Throne Room, all types of immunities. This can be a very difficult place to farm depending on the enemies that spawn and their immunities. Use the waypoint to the Worldstone Keep level 2 and head towards the Throne Room to complete the run.
Horofessor, an overlay app for League of Legends that gives you all kinds of useful information directly in the game, so you don't need to tab out or use another monitor.
We did a bunch of pintle runs yesterday, and we got a ton of absolutely crap drops. Thank you so much for checking out that video if you did. But today, we ran Worldstone Keep on the Summoner. It was, honestly, some of the most fun that I've had playing D2R since the game came out. If you haven't already checked out the Summoner guide, I'll link down to it below. Even on, like, base gear, I was using a Rhyme Shield at the beginning of this. I didn't even have a Homunculus or Max Block. I was able to fully farm Worldstone Keep, and we've gotten some awesome upgrades along the way. But today, we did about 35-ish runs, and the stuff that we got today is pretty nutso. So we got a Shaco, which we gave away, but I'll have that clip here. We got 2 sets of Tyrhons, one of my favorite boots, honestly. Trangle's gloves, Griswold's armor, obviously that's hot garbage, whatever. Bone Hue, hot garbage, whatever. String of Ears, Storm Shield. We got a 31 life Jav Skiller. We got a 15 Towels Belt, another set of Laying of Hands. We got 1 Essence out of about 30 runs. And then, like, the creme de la creme of the run, while trying to explain, like, good places to farm to people, just picked up a Talrash's armor. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead and put all the clips in here now. This one was awesome. I'm going to be farming Worldstone Keep a lot more after this. And people were asking a lot, what does our Magic Find look like? So our Magic Find at this point is only at 231. And the build is using Heart of the Oak, a Homunculus with an Eldrune for additional block chance. We actually have enough decks for max block. Jaco, Viper Magi, we're using teleport charges on an amulet along with a Naja's Puzzler because we don't have an Enigma yet. Using our sick dual res, faster run walk, hit recovery, Magic Find booties. Block. Jaco, Viper Magi, we're using teleport charges on an amulet along with a Naja's Puzzler because we don't have an Enigma yet. Using our sick dual res, faster run walk, hit recovery, Magic Find booties. We have 2 FCR with Magic Find in res rings, an Arachnid's Mesh, and then a Mage Fist. We have 2 Skillers down here. We have a 2018 Necrotorch, and then everything else is res or Magic Find, and then an OK Geeds 3314. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy the clips, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Alright, sick. Let's go. Easy Shaco. Just an easy Shaco right away. What was that, run? IK Mall? Okay, sick. I'll do a shithole? Yeah, no, we just straight up banned that. Venya, thank you very much for the follow. Dat. Thank you very much for the follow. 36 chance IK Mall. It's gonna bring you to max roll, where we have all of our build guides. I wanna go. Oh! Let's go! Easy game. Sorry, I just yelled like somebody punched me in my no-no. Let's go. What is this? Game E?
What?
Thank you for the VIP. Sorry
Here.
for the caps. Lol.
Don't remind me about these caps all the time. Thank you very much, Calroon, for the $10, man. That's fucking ridiculous. Thank you, thank you. It's good with the caps. Can you level as this build? I wouldn't do it. I would recommend going Poison and Bone. I would recommend going Bone Spirit. You can. It will be slower. There's no 2 ways around it. It will just be slower. And one of the big bars of entry for this build is being able to get your army at higher levels, so you need to have a good mercenary. Whereas with Bone Spirit, you don't have to. Easy Storm Shield. What does Storm Shield roll? I should actually update that with, what's my Magic Find at now? 227? Okay. Heavy Bracers. We're Trangs now, boys. Got Trangs. I've done the season, I have like a max build character and I've gone bored with it, is when I typically play hardcore, and that also means that like the majority of server issues have all been resolved at that time. I wanted to respec. Hey, let's go. Like a little demon hide. Go. 11 string of beers. Well, ding dang it, it's a string of beers where the exit can be. Hey, got a Grizzy? Got a little Grizzy? Get over yourself. You absolutely can. Yeah. Yeah, those snakes are very buggy. All right, we got a Tal's Belt. Let's go. Let's go. Big old Tal's Belt. Big old Tal's Belt. Hey, it's a 15. Let's go. Easy. What run are we on? 23? Very nice. If that is, you know, giving the person a rune that they need really badly, and then that person gets to make a cool rune word, and now they get to go and farm the cool, like, it's awesome being able to do that and help that, you know? But people don't get that, and they're shitty about it. So it's a whole thing. That's alright, they're not here, because only cool people hang out here. Which is pretty awesome, I gotta say. Like, I've always been... Okay. What run is this? 30? If your poison is equal to or greater than, it will replace the current poison bit rate and length. If it is less than, it will deal its damage. Holy shit! What is this? That's the vid, boys. That's the vid right there. That's the vid right there, boys. J-Mod? That would have been ridiculous.